Lo and behold, the Unsanctioned podcast is coming at you again.
Yeah.
I broke from the norm. No welcome this time.
No welcome?
No welcome. Was it weird?
I don't know. What are you trying to be rude? You're not trying to welcome our viewers?
Welcome to the Unsanctioned podcast.
Our listeners?
I'm Luis Vasquez. You can follow me on Twitter at Luis Vasquez617.
It's your boy Jay Holland, a.k.a. J.O. City. You can find me across social media, JAYOCITY, unless it's on Facebook at that 781 at the end.
And I'm Julio, Jeune, adding that naturality to the festivities.
Yo, this Eagle service has been working.
It has, man. It has. He beat me to it today.
It's wildlife. You know what I mean? I think since they're endangered species, they feel the urgency to get stuff done.
Julio Jeune is in the building.
There's only a few of them left, so they better be working right.
On this episode of Unsanctioned, we'll be breaking down the state of wrestling, a lot of WWE stuff going on.
Oh, yeah. WarGames?
WarGames.
Survivor Series?
Survivor Series.
Phenomenal.
Velveteen Dream came out looking like a real star.
The Black Goldust.
Black Goldust.
All of that.
2.0, right? You already know, man. This is the Unsanctioned podcast. We are now being sanctioned over your airwaves. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Gotta bring the city back, let me know we still here, never gonna stop. Keep rolling like a wheelchair, can't be shook. You know the wolves smell fear, throw them in the trunk, turn your man to a straight spit. No tire, just
Welcome. Unsanctioned podcast. Once again, I'm Luis Vasquez.
Jay Holland.
Julio, Jeune.
We're breaking down some fallout from NXT Takeover WarGames, some Survivor Series, a little bit of Raw, a little bit of SD Live, a little bit maybe in Japan. I don't know if Jay wants to go that direction.
Jay definitely wants to go in that
Talk
direction.
about everything. We talk wrestling, but yo, I want to get you guys' thoughts on WarGames, man.
Oh,
NXT
jumping
WarGames.
right in.
I
NXT
honestly
WarGames. WarGames brought the house down.
Brought the house down.
From start to
Phenomenal
finish.
matches. Phenomenal matches.
I would say they blew the roof off of it, but they didn't have a roof in WWE's version.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I think Triple H made
I heard it was a Vince thing.
a good excuse as to why.
He did.
I mean,
he did.
me personally, I just think they could have put 2 Hell in a Cells over it and it still would have had enough hype.
Mhm.
But
And for
like you
anyone
said.
that doesn't know what the excuse was, what was that?
you know, Triple H just explained, back in the 80s, Arn Anderson wasn't doing moonsaults or,
Or suplexes,
off the top of the cage.
You
you
got
know
enough
what I mean?
money to build enough cage for those guys.
You know what? I got to give
Yeah.
props to that spot right there. The camera angle work in that situation was crazy. You really thought it was going to go straight to the canvas.
Yep.
Dudes were down on the ground when they were setting up for that. And then they didn't show the ring at all while they were in the process of setting up. You could tell they were a little nervous. And then they go down, pan back out, and all of a sudden, like, all 27 guys catch them, which is great for safety, obviously, but they worked that really well.
Yeah. Oh, man. Jeune.
Phenomenal match.
Any favorite spots?
There's so many, but I think before we even get into this main card, like we did, like the main match, I think we got to run down the card first. When you look at it,
I mean, you brought it up. Now you're gonna
but WarGames
take the
was
rug
the-
out from
WarGames,
underneath.
like,
but
come
the
on, man.
WarGames
Jesus
was
with
the event. It
Damn.
was the event. It wasn't just the match. It was the event. I mean, you started off with Cassius Ohno versus Lars Sullivan. Like, honestly, that match.
What'd you think?
I
I liked it.
did, and I think that's why I'm surprised.
I
like
liked
Cassius is he's a good in-ring worker.
He really shined.
You know what I mean? And for a guy his size, you don't expect him to do a lot of those moves, but I think he did a good job of putting Lars over and making him look like he's
Right.
an actual beast
Mhm.
and help building him up. So that's what surprised me most about that match. Did I think Cassius was going to win? No. Oh, no. I mean, pun intended.
I gotta say, match didn't do it for me. I'm out of Lars.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I wasn't
wow.
interested.
I think, yeah, but you just
Just
not a
because
Lars
of
guy.
the result?
Nah, I just wasn't interested in the match until the end when Cassius started doing some actual striking. That's when it was like actually interesting.
He
Other
was
than that,
clubbing him with
It
blows.
didn't feel that interesting.
That was great. I
I
loved it.
wanted to see them do it. I feel like for a pay-per-view and for Lars Anderson's first pay-per-view match, I just want to see like a big spot to separate him from like another big man. Just look like Vladimir Kozlov to me.
It's the build.
a little bit.
Vladimir Kozlov to
It's
me,
the
man.
build, man.
Definitely see that.
They gotta build him up.
Yeah, it was a great first match.
It
Wrestling-wise,
was
it
a
was
decent
cool.
first match.
Yeah.
Decent first match.
Good opener. Get people excited. Get
Decent
them on their
first
feet a
match.
little bit.
Decent first match.
But then the second
Now,
match.
I was a big fan of. I don't even know if it was the second match, but my match of the night was Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream, and I think WWE has a superstar in Aleister Black. To be honest,
Really?
I'm a
course,
big
I think
Alistair
that's-
Black
I think that's a
fan.
given
I didn't
though.
see
He
you going
is-
in that direction.
He is phenomenal in the ring. He gives me like a CM Punk type vibe.
Oh, WWE ain't gonna like that.
I know, which is why he's gonna be successful with the fans. He gives me a CM Punk type vibe, but I feel like he can do a lot more different styles in the ring, and they are very believable too. When he did that little springboard moonsault backflip thing back into the ring,
You know what I think can hinder him though, when you look at making the jump from NXT to WWE, is the whole storyline concept. How storyline driven WWE is on that level.
here's what I
That's
say.
gonna
Here's
really
what I say.
They
kill
can
him.
have a field day with him.
Yeah.
Because it's
here's what I
like
say.
in WWE you can't just go out and have a good match.
Here's
and
what I
that's
say
it.
to benefits him. He is great with the crowd without even saying a word.
He'll be on
Like,
SmackDown.
he was expressing so much in that match without even like talking.
He's gonna be on SmackDown.
And when he did, it counted
When
at
he
the
did,
end.
It counted at the end, right?
That-
right, and he
ooh,
said
sent
so short,
chills.
few words. Very.
Yeah.
I hate to put lofty expectations on the guy, but very Undertaker-esque. How in such few words.
CM Punk and the Undertaker.
I didn't
One
say
No,
he was gonna be these guys.
Jude.
I didn't say he was going to be those guys.
No,
but
even
he has elements of greatness to him.
oh
I
man.
think I'm
But
a
like
big fan.
like as I was just saying, man, I see WWE when they bring him up, putting him on SmackDown. And the reason why is because they have Finn Balor on Raw.
Why we say putting it on SmackDown? Like putting it on SmackDown is a bad thing.
No. I'm saying like because if you look how WWE books a lot of their shows, mainly they push Raw as the main brand, quote unquote. SmackDown to me has the better talent, storylines, and at times is more entertaining. It doesn't feel like certain guys are being forced down your throats. You know what I'm saying? So I think with SmackDown, like Alistair will go there and his rise will continue. I just don't see them putting him on Raw because of they have too many guys that are similar to him. Like I said, like a Finn Balor. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of like the same moveset, and I think it would stifle him as ways as other call-ups have been stifled when starting on Raw.
But if Raw does better in the ratings, wouldn't it work a little to his favor in terms of more exposure?
No. Look at AJ. Well, they
mean,
can't use
look
AJ
at what he can
Styles.
do in
'Cause
the
AJ
ring.
was known more. But if you look at SmackDown, right, and people's rise to prominence, like Daniel Bryan started to do a lot with SmackDown and then came to Raw and then they merged the brands. You get what I'm saying? I think SmackDown is like, if you want to compare the two brands, SmackDown feels to me is like the more genuine fan oriented, where fans can kind of drive who they want to see and what they want to see. Whereas Raw is like, this is our storyline. We're going to dish it out to you guys, and then you guys get behind whoever you want within the storyline.
I think in recent months, I'm going to have to disagree. You've seen fans get behind people on Raw, and WWE turn those people from heel to face and face to heel. I mean, Braun Strowman.
But they had to do it with Braun.
Why they have to do it? Because the
It was
fans
limited
got
because
behind them.
Roman was at the only time right now, the only face that you could match up with Brock. And whereas WWE was and maybe still is pushing for a Brock Roman WrestleMania 34, you needed someone they believed that can potentially beat Brock, and who else on that roster could outside of Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen.
That's why you had to turn Brock.
I think we'll get into it in a little bit, but I
Oh,
think
Braun, I
seeing
mean, I'm sorry.
Brock Lesnar have a match with a smaller guy like AJ Styles proved to me that you can put him in a match with somebody smaller who's a better wrestler, and have that person be believable to be able to beat him.
Now, was that an AJ Styles thing?
I mean,
Or
AJ
could
Styles
that
is the
match have
greatest in
been
the world.
replicated with someone else, like a Finn Balor, for example?
Finn Balor is a great wrestler, and he's one of the best. I think he may be him, but other than that,
I
it's a short
can't
list.
say Finn because here's why.
I don't see just
As we're
anyone
jumping
being
around.
able to carry a match like that in terms of the small guys with Brock. I
Matter of
think
fact,
AJ,
let's not touch on it. Just let's finish this
I think
the
AJ
NXT.
Finn.
Let's finish through NXT real quick because we're jumping on it. So yes, you feel Aleister Black.
House of Black
I
guy.
think Velveteen Dream, and nothing against Aleister. Aleister will be a star because like
they both.
I'm
won me
infatuated
over.
with his in ring work.
I'll just say that.
But Velveteen Dream to me, like that was his coming out party.
It was
Yeah, I mean, and
100%.
I think
Mhm.
ultimately, no matter how hard they try to push him as a face, as a heel, he's eventually going to be a face because like people are getting behind him. Look how people were in Houston were. They were chanting, "Say his name."
Do you
Say
think his
his
gimmick
name.
will work on the main roster though, being PG?
I think it does because he doesn't do the ultimate gold dust stuff.
I don't know, man.
He's not crawling on
very,
you.
Very close.
Yeah, it's
on
close.
His entrance to the ring.
I see a lot of
Yeah.
old school
Very,
Goldust in
very,
him.
very old school
Yeah.
Goldust, especially.
No, it's,
Like
I mean,
the real
he's
thing.
he's pushing limits, but he's not old. Like this, you guys forget when Goldust used to come down to the ring with the ball in his mouth and stuff when he was in the artist formerly known as
Came
Goldust
down,
Face.
Velveteen Dream came
Like-
down to the ring, sucking on his finger, man. You got the network. You can watch it.
Yeah, but I mean, compared to what Goldust used to do, like grabbing his crotch and the whole thing, like
I respect Velveteen Dream because I watched Tough Enough, and I remember when he was on Tough Enough. I don't forget his real name.
was
Patrick
it Patrick?
something.
Yeah,
Patrick Clark, I think actually it is. And it looked like he had potential on that. To see him come from that to what he is now, it was great to see him in a match, and he definitely has potential out there.
the one thing I just gotta ask: what the hell did they come up with that name, Velveteen Dream?
I think
Like,
he came up with that one, and they were
Like-
like, "All right,
no,
sticks."
no,
No
it's-
problem, yeah. Make it
nah,
work, kid.
I think Vince was like Velveteen Dream, yes,
Yeah.
and he was like, now take it and do what you want with it.
He's like, all right.
He was like, okay. And
Do you
that's what
think-
he
do you
came
think
up
works
with.
with Goldust at all? Do you think Goldust offers
You know what?
mentorship?
Goldust had alluded to that he'd been working behind the scenes with like a protege. Whether that's him or not, I mean, I would think that's him.
I
You know
would-
what I'm saying?
I
But
think it
you
makes
never know.
sense.
I mean, he did a great job. He did a great job in that match, but he has a lot more in ring work to do before they call him up. I hope they don't call him up too early.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I think he
Right,
initially gets
right.
a shot at the NXT championship
Mhm.
before it's all said and done. Probably within the next
Yeah,
year or
he's,
so.
He's a good year.
Yeah, like I
at
said,
least
within
a
the next year or
away.
so.
Hopefully it doesn't fizzle out down there.
Yeah.
So the momentum.
What did you
keep
guys
going.
think about the Fatal 4-Way NXT Women's Championship match? Me personally, I'm glad Ember won, but I kind of feel it was like too little, too late.
Too little, too late. Yeah, it was long overdue.
I wasn't
is how I
interested.
felt. I wasn't that interested. I kind of wanted to fast forward to what we knew was going to happen already.
Yep.
I think the ball was dropped in that sense.
Mhm.
Kind of knew Ember was long overdue for it, and here it was. Here was her opportunity, and I was curious to see if there was going to be any interaction between her and Asuka at the end. And I didn't really like how Asuka came off. It was too friendly. She's too bubbly, and it was really awkward. She kind of just stood there and had to tell William to let her do it, like a little girl and not the Asuka monster we all know. It was a really awkward moment. You have to watch it, to really understand.
It's so weird when they put the main roster stars on NXT because
They feel out of place.
no, I
they
feel
look
like,
out
I
of
feel
place.
like they're not being their wrestling character. They're
just being
their
people,
person. Yeah.
right?
And I feel like
that's what was awkward for
yeah,
me.
but WWE might push them to be
Yeah.
regular people when they're on NXT, unless it's a part of a storyline. I mean, it was weird. I mean, I just don't like the fact that there's like,
Could have been done
all right,
better.
Asuka's out of NXT now, so like,
Right.
let's get this out of NXT.
And
now.
if anything, Regal could have walked with the belt towards Asuka and given Asuka the belt to do the honors right at ringside.
I think they
her
wanted to.
carry
I
it
think
from
they
there.
wanted to pitch it as a surprise, like Asuka, like Ember earned Asuka's
But it could have been a
respect.
moment. It could have been a moment.
Yeah, I mean, the
Could have
match
been a
didn't do
moment.
anything for me. I don't know. They could have just threw all the girls in NXT in a Royal Rumble type match, and
And yeah,
Counter
and
on
I
that
still
one.
would have known Ember was going to win.
and I think Bayley and Sasha Banks, their matches on NXT Takeover set the bar for women so high on the NXT Takeovers.
Right.
I'm always expecting a great women's match
Mhm.
on a Takeover, and they definitely swung and missed on this one.
Yeah, the Fatal 4-Way, I think you take it for what it was. It was a Fatal 4, and it felt kind of rushed. I think just because of the other matches getting much longer lengths and
Right.
more
And
in-depth storylines.
Right. And kind of jumping off that is that they were in a tough spot because the matches before that was so great. So there's always going to be a point where the crowd has to kind of recuperate, kind of has to regain their energy, and they become disinterested a little bit. And so it could have been placement on the card, not knowing that the other matches before them were going to blow the roof off the place, especially after Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black. So
Yeah, I mean, oh. Now, you said you felt the match of the night was Velveteen and Aleister.
yes, I do.
It did. It was their coming out party, but
You're talking to Julio, right?
It was
Yeah.
close. I think it was
'Cause
close.
I
think it was
agree.
close.
I have
agree.
to.
Yeah.
I think I have to give it to I'll miss McIntyre. That match
That was a great
especially
match.
with
Yeah.
Zelina and what she was doing.
Yeah.
Like,
Great match.
That
But not match of the
It
night.
wasn't long enough for me.
Yeah. It happened too quickly,
It
right?
was too quickly for a championship match.
It happened too quickly. Wow.
It
Exactly.
It was like too quick for a championship
I felt the same
match.
way.
it doesn't matter. It's
Unless,
it's not gender.
To me, unless it's two big dudes or it's like a Jinder Mahal. When you have the two in-ring workers that you had in those matches, in that match, you should have had a longer match with higher spots, and it felt like they were building to a rematch. Actually,
Yeah.
it looked like
right.
they were setting up for a rematch. Is what it was. I don't think it's over. Although I'm hearing Drew might get called up, but who knows?
He's got an
Well,
injury,
they're
too.
they're reporting that
Yeah.
it's an injury and
His
maybe
shoulder,
a
right?
torn bicep.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he doesn't
Yeah.
need surgery,
We'll
which
see
would
what
put him on the
Jeez.
shelf for 6 months. But
Either way, it worked out. NXT Championship.
Yeah, I
Went somewhere else.
think we might got a lot of storyline going on there.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I
There's a
mean,
whole lot of storyline going on.
I
there.
mean, either way, like that match was amazing. And like I said, kudos to whoever decided to match Zelina with Andrade, Cien Almas, excuse me, because that like them two, and the way that she's able to affect matches by interfering, like that Spike Hurricanrana, bruh,
Yeah. No, the chemistry's crazy.
like
It works.
that was nice. You know what I mean? Like just her involvement in the match, like that is like to me brings me back to the old classic. You know,
Sherry
heel
Martel.
like
Oh,
classic
Sherry
manager.
Martel.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, classic like female heel manager
But
guy.
that's where NXT has a level up against WWE is that they can try these things. If you were to do that in WWE and it didn't work out, you just did it in front of the whole world, and you go down as a failure, or you go down as you did something wrong, or you did something that didn't work, and fans always remember that and write about it and talk about it,
I mean, like Husky
podcast
Harris.
about it. Yeah, right. No, well, okay, that was early. But if you do an NXT, just like for example,
Ascension.
right.
You could try the.
They had a
Ascension.
chance to kind of tool them a little bit and fix some things up.
Man,
Same with
what happened to those guys?
dude that got released from Australia,
Adam Rose.
Adam Rose. He had
Leo Kruger.
Exactly. And because you're in NXT, let's give you this gimmick. You're going in as that. Oh, it clicks. Great. You
Yeah.
can't do that in WWE.
I think NXT, their fans make their wrestlers more than any other wrestling brand I've ever seen before. It's a very independent wrestling, and I don't mean to say that as like it's a bad connotation, but independent wrestling feel. So their fans make a lot of their wrestlers. I think.
I mean, let's look at Enzo. Look at Cass. I mean, they were to the point when they debuted on the main roster, like
Yeah.
everyone who knew who they were knew their catchphrases and lines. I
But
mean,
also put them on the list of NXT successes that got to the main roster and got ruined by WWE. It's a long list.
to a degree,
It's a very long list.
because I think to
It's
a degree.
It's more failures than successes,
Oh yeah,
unfortunately.
I get you that. I mean,
But actual match of the night in WarGames to me probably was the actual main
WarGames.
event.
yes,
I think that main event was phenomenal. Stars of the match to me, and I think these guys need to get called up ASAP. Authors of Pain. I'm an Authors of Pain fan officially. I think we've been missing the big bruising type brawlers in wrestling, especially a tag team of them. I think that's something we've been missing.
With the
and
legendary
I'm glad
manager.
to see them. And with the legendary manager, they don't need to say any words. They just hit hard, and I can see they've gotten way better from the first match on NXT to
Way
the point they
better.
are now. Way better.
Yeah.
WWE needs to call these guys up. Let's make this tag team division interesting. They can dominate.
it's crazy. Like that match, top to bottom. The star of the night was Adam Cole, of course. Just how they shaped the match. Authors of Pain did some amazing spots. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly too. Like everything. Like there's nothing negative I can
match.
point out about that match.
And
Like I would have to complain about the rules and the clock where both guys, the teams will come out instead of one by one. You know?
Yeah.
and I don't like the shark cage.
No, you
I
didn't
don't
have
like the shark cage.
It's like, hell, we still have these lying around. Let's
Well, I mean, the shark
find a way to
cage-
incorporate
Why are
them.
they pushing these shark cages?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind the shark
I'm not
cage
a
because
fan.
in the old WarGames matches, some of them they kind of like were held.
They were
Some
held
off.
off to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But not in the WWE
and that
shark
gave it
cage.
more of
No.
like a more like sport type of feel. You
Yeah,
know,
it's like these dudes
Yeah.
are waiting to go. A
They're
shark cage on
inching.
the ramp too. It took like forever
They're
for them to
keeping-
come down.
they're keeping distance and
In
boundaries.
the old War Games,
It's a-
is
They
like
were like
these
pods
guys.
off to like.
Right.
Yeah, but these
That's
guys
a part of the
And
game.
they're on
they could
corners.
jump right in.
Yeah.
They had the shark cages
Yeah.
on the ramp. You had
Mhm.
to come out the
So you
shark
think
cage
they
and
should have
come
put it
down
in
the
like
ramp.
the elimination chamber kind of like
Yeah,
pod?
yeah. Very should have been very elimination chamber-ish.
I mean, overall though, like
Great match.
great matches,
Great
like
match.
Yeah, amazing from
a
start
German
to finish.
suplex off the top,
Yeah,
in which
phenomenal. Couldn't believe
Wolf busted his head, man. Like
Yeah.
we're like
it. Great match.
Sanity. Love those guys. Killian Dane, like
Yeah,
I thought
forgot
Sanity
those
had
dudes.
if Sanity would have gone over, it still would have made sense. It would have been great
Nah,
based on
I
how
don't think
Nah, it
anybody.
would've-
I honestly could be. To be honest with me, anybody
could've
won
gone either
that
way?
match,
Yeah.
Anybody won that match, I would have been
and
happy.
you would have still
yeah,
bought
but
it.
you
fine
had to
with
put undisputed era.
No, no, no. I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
saying.
'cause
No,
you
no,
build
yeah,
them.
no,
You're
I agree,
building them
100%. Yeah,
because they're the
Right.
only.
but
real
based on
stable,
how the
but-
match went, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyone could have
And
won. And you
Sanity
would have been
could've lost-
happy.
Sanity loses that match, they don't lose the tag team championship.
You
It's
still you
totally
leaving with
fine.
the wow factor,
Yeah.
like, whoa, these dudes killed
It's a
it.
great match, and I like the fact that they started with the three best wrestlers in the match starting off against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The three best
Yeah.
wrestlers started off against each other.
What do you guys think
What am-
about Roderick Strong just coming in with the angle slam on
love-
folks?
I loved it.
You know what I loved about Roderick Strong? The fact that he came dressed up as Authors of Pain.
Yep.
Some people might think it was
I liked
cheesy,
it.
but I liked it.
If he's on the team,
I-
coming
nah,
out as a
I must
team.
say, I must say during
It's
that
team
during that-
unity.
during the X Games prediction, I said if I see him in Authors of Pain clothing, I was gonna throw something at my TV. And
What'd
I
you
sure
throw?
enough did. I threw something at my
Towel.
TV. No, well, yeah, I didn't want to
Something
crack my
soft.
TV.
Something soft.
Something soft.
I gotta
Yeah.
throw something so I can tell him I threw something.
Nah, because honestly, I had a bottle in my hand. And I was like, no, because I want to watch this. but it's like I feel like after Kurt Angle came out, it was like, all right, leave it alone now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Kurt Angle an old guy doing it
But no,
looks
but
weird.
it's, but no,
It
it
did
was
look
just
really
like,
weird.
An old guy doing it looks
but
weird.
it was like
Roderick
it was
looked
leave
right.
It
He looked
alone,
good.
like because then Triple H ended up doing it.
He did at the house show.
You get what I'm saying? But still, like it's footage. It's on.
Yeah,
the
but I don't want to.
internet
I don't want to
lives
see the Shield team up with, I don't know, Mojo Rawley, and the Shield's dressed up in all black, and here's Mojo Rawley in neon green shorts. You kind of need to kind of fit the motif if you're gonna be teaming on a team.
Yeah,
like
and he
that.
pulled it off. He didn't
And
look silly.
on a pay-per-view, I think you can do that.
Absolutely,
forever.
especially
I
when
just can't do it.
it's such a team-oriented type of.
It's not like he
match.
was wearing head shrinkers. If they were dressed like the head
Nah,
shrinkers
but
and
I
Roger Strong
just
came
like-
out dressed in a loincloth and barefoot,
but like
then
I
I'd be
said,
wrong.
I get where they get it from because it was kind of paying homage to the Dream. Like I said, Dusty Rhodes did a War
dressed up
Games.
as the head.
When he came in with the Nasty
Legion of
Boys.
Dooms. And he came dressed up as the Legion of Doom as
Yeah.
well. So
So I mean, in the original War Games match, yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, like I get,
Respect.
I get that.
Respect.
But it's like,
And also, there's so many guys visually. There's so many guys in the ring and the cage.
yeah, you gotta know.
So it
who's
helps
on
you
what team.
differentiate.
It definitely did. It
So-
definitely
it does.
did.
I mean,
It
but
he
did.
was in
like,
regular gear,
to me,
he blended with
the
everyone
way-
else.
With those War Games matches and stuff like that, when you think about it, like when Dusty created it, they was getting beat down by the Four Horsemen. So he was like, okay, let me use guys that I partnered with in the past against the Four Horsemen. So that links into storyline. Like Roderick was kind of like we don't have nothing for you, but we're gonna toss you in here right now.
No, enemies are my enemies. Now we have common enemies.
But he wasn't an enemy of anyone. They wanted him to join.
Yeah, and he turned them down. A la DDP, NWO status when he was in a
Right.
War Games match.
Right.
So
But
they
That's
tied
right.
it all together.
Roderick-
They tied it all together.
not to be harsh
They
on
did.
you, Roderick, but
They tied it all together.
It
I can
works.
tell Roderick's not.
Where
in
does
your
NXT
stable.
go from here?
What as well?
Where does NXT go from here? Like, what do you? How do you
They're
top it off?
building. I think Adam Cole. They're gonna have to do a triple threat match because you can't have Adam Cole versus.
In terms of
Almas
where
right away.
where
Like,
it all
them two
goes from
by
here, though,
themselves.
War Games is coming back
Yeah.
sooner than later.
Does
I think they
could
take
be
a
like-
hiatus
does
from
the-
War Games. I
does
say
the-
it'll probably.
does the
it
main
might be a
roster
yearly
steal it?
thing.
Yes,
the main roster still?
eventually.
No,
I see
Not within
NXT
the
one
next
more
two-
time and then maybe main
I
roster.
don't see. No, I think once it's NXT labeled, there's probably like 2 or 3 years.
Here's
left
what
for
I
main
see.
roster.
If one of the participants in this past War Games match is in the next War Games match,
He'll bring it over.
they'll bring it over
Gotcha.
because
Yeah,
it becomes that person's match.
that's a good call. Mm-hmm.
I never thought I'd see a Punjabi prison match, and 10 years later they pulled that out.
Bam.
So you never
there
know.
we go.
gender.
Right. They say, hey, we have another Indian guy.
Yeah, that's what they use
Right.
it. But I think with WarGames, in order to use it on the main roster, there has to be like factions that
Right.
really deal. Like for me, like if the Shield and say the Wyatt family has stayed together,
Right, but I mean, you got the
There's
New
only
Day,
2 factions in NXT.
the Miz Taraj.
Right, you got enough factions in
You can do
WWE
that,
to do it.
Miz Taraj, New
If-
Day.
If
Shield.
if they
third
want
faction.
if
See
they
how they
wanted
did
to
it.
if they wanted to bring back the club, there's
could do the
this
club.
This factions they could bring about.
That's
Yeah,
all
but
right. We've
they're not
already
all
named
on the
like
same
5
brand.
factions.
Right, you don't need to do it on the same brand. You could do it on a major pay-per-view, one of the big 4.
this for. I mean, I would have loved to see that Survivor Series.
That'd be
WarGames.
great at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Like that's the legit way you could have did it.
Yeah.
Survivor
Yeah,
Series.
no, definitely. I see that.
And just have your honestly, they could have did the 5-on-5 Survivor Series.
Yeah, WarGames. That
As a
would
War
work.
Games?
Just do the WarGames
Yeah,
match.
Oh,
I would
damn.
have
That's
been
not-
for that.
I think that's like too overload.
No,
For the
no,
producers.
WWE wouldn't do it because it's
No,
it's
that's what I'm
not their
saying.
creation. They
No,
were like,
exactly.
We want the original 5-man elimination.
Exactly. That's overload for them creatively. That's too much.
Right.
That's too much. That's giving
Out of
fans
5
too much.
out of 5 stars overall, cap it off. What do you give
for War Games, you got to be fair and give it a 5.
You give 5?
Yeah. You're harsh if you
I give
can't
it-
give it
no,
a
I
5.
I
give
can't
it-
give it a 5.
I
can't
give
give
it
it a 5.
4 3/4.
Okay. Oh,
My
if you want to
epic
be
man.
okay, if you want to be precise, I thought we were giving loosely
Yeah.
thrown out grades. If you want to be precise, I'd give it like a 4.3, 4.5. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a solid 4. Maybe a
I'm
3.
slightly
maybe
above
a,
the
maybe a 3.
Fatal 4-way did it that bad, man.
Fatal
Took a whole
4-way wasn't
stop?
that great. I think you
Wait,
guys.
what are we talking about? Are we talking
In
about
the
the
Lars?
War Game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The whole pay-per-view, right?
I wasn't a big fan of the
okay.
Lars.
Okay. Time out. What are we grading here?
The whole
pay-per-view?
The whole pay-per-view, War Games.
I was grading the actual match.
Oh, the match is a 5.
Imagine
Yes.
the 5, bro.
But
Okay,
that-
that's
with
what I'm
the
saying.
whole-
Okay,
the
that's
whole
why I give it a
pay-per-view, though.
5.
The whole pay-per-view,
Okay,
though.
yes. So I stand by my 5. Okay, yes. Then y'all made me feel bad, and I brought it down a little bit.
Pay-per-view, you gonna give it a 5?
Okay, the whole pay-per-view, hell to the no. No, that's not a 5 out of 5. The whole pay-per-view, I'd give it. I'm with you guys around like a 4.2.
I'm giving it
4.
4 3/4. I
I'm
mean,
gonna,
that's
yeah,
what
I'm gonna say around in between a
Okay.
3.5 and a 4.
So we agree on that. Now, little segue into Survivor Series. Did NXT outshine Survivor Series like they tend to do in terms of
No.
those
I
weekend
don't think so.
pay-per-views?
No.
In
And the reason why
one
it-
rare
it's
occasion where they didn't.
Yeah.
The only reason why is because of
On
the
Saturday
names.
night, though, when it was
The-
all said and done, it was very possible, though. We
The
were all
only reason
thinking
why is because of the names that was on Survivor Series.
And I also think
Yeah.
there was a couple good matches on Survivor Series.
Yeah, there was a
actually-
couple.
There was actually
Yeah,
a few
definitely.
good in-ring Survivor Series matches, which you don't really get often.
But if you want to be honest, people are talking more about the 2 matches on War Games than what they are talking about majority of the matches on Survivor Series.
I mean, they always are, though.
Yeah, but I mean,
I mean, and
Survivor
I
Series
can't
is the-
count that
the-
because like War Games is a match that nobody has seen in a while. So like obviously people are gonna be talking
Yeah.
about that.
but they're talking
Right.
about the Velveteen
Right.
Dream and Aleister Black match.
Yeah, and to be honest, part of the reason I give my 3.5, I think a lot of people in ring when you look at that match wasn't that great. It was good. It was good, but I think a lot of people will be like, "Oh, it's a great match." It's like, okay, Velveteen Dream did better in ring than people expected him to do. That's all I see.
He lived up. They lived up
all I
and
see.
surpassed standards,
I love the
That's all I
theatrics
And-
around it,
That's
too.
all I see.
and the storyline fit.
Mm-hmm.
I think because
Perfect.
Aleister Black made it work.
It does, whoever it is, it takes 2 to part.
It
tango.
definitely
Right.
does. It
Yeah.
definitely does.
It was perfect.
It definitely
That
does.
was chemistry.
But I think Survivor Series was
Yeah.
was pretty good, and it was one of the rare occasions that NXT didn't
Right.
shine.
Did
shine.
John Cena need to be in that match?
No,
he
was in
a
that for
complete
name recognition,
afterthought.
and I think he fought the match like he was in there to get a check. Like he did not want to be there.
103%.
Like
he's
they
the
pulled the
only one
okie
left
doke
out.
on him. Like he probably thought he had
Right.
Survivor Series weekend off. They're
Right.
like, nope. Clause in your contract says the Big Four. You got to be there.
Show up.
You know what it
There
is
was
like.
no
he,
reason
he
to
was
have
just
him
out
there.
of place
He was
because
such an
he was
afterthought.
not a part of any of the invasions. He wasn't.
Nothing.
No.
He just like showed up. I mean,
He
in
was
Triple
there
H,
to
people say Triple H,
he
but
was
like
there to sell
Triple H,
tickets.
at least,
Triple H made it work.
Triple H at least like
He made it
pedigree
work.
the former 5th member
Yeah.
and like kind of
it work.
inserted himself like storyline. What John Cena was just, I'm just showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Collecting
John
the
Cena
check
was
and
just
I'm
for
out.
the name.
Eliminated like halfway through. He was
John
like,
Cena
works.
was just for the name. Yeah, that could have been.
Yeah, it was to
that
sell
could- I don't
tickets.
know who else could have been on the SmackDown roster in that John Cena slot.
Personally, I was sad to see that, though. I wanted him to
Me,
have
Dolph.
a bigger role.
Dolph could have been.
I
in
would
there.
No.
not. I wanted to see
No.
Dolph. I would Rusev. I would have seen
No,
Rusev.
Rusev. You could have put
That would
Kevin
be a
Owens.
nice spot for
You could have
Rusev.
put Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens would have been perfect. Kevin
Yeah,
Owens
that
would
would've
have
worked.
Person,
It would've worked.
That you actually should have put
I'm
in.
just
But they had
naming down the
other
list,
plans with the storyline they have going on with him and Sammy.
Yeah.
So,
But, I mean, breaking down Survivor Series, kickoff was whack. So we're not going to even go over those matches. I think both those matches were trash.
is Matt Hardy reaching a boiling point?
First match. Matt Hardy is just never great as a singles person unless he's broken Matt.
Like I think they're starting to try to lean to it, and I think they want to line it up so as if his copyright dispute is uncontested,
So
they
they're
could get
dragging
right
it
into
out.
it.
Yeah, they're dragging
Yeah.
it out
Yeah,
until
hopefully.
that happens.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of what they're going with him.
'Cause he's big time mediocrity right now.
I thought those kickoff
Well, I
matches
mean,
were trash.
You got to attribute that to Jeff being hurt too.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
what
they
I'm
came
saying.
back
He's not-
as the Hardy Boys.
Right, he's not good as a single Hardy Boy.
Well,
He's
they're
good
not
as
even giving him
broken
that. They're not even giving him.
I mean, they're giving him a little
Attention.
time with Elias now. It looks like they're giving him a little feud
It
with
was
him.
just, it
But
was
do you
just
think that's
something
really
to
what he
keep
wants to
him
be
afloat.
doing?
Yeah.
He just wants to be on TV, I think.
Right.
That roster's so flooded on Raw.
Yeah.
He needs to move to SmackDown. Would definitely be great for Matt Hardy.
He would.
Raw's flooded with too much going on.
He would. He would. Definitely
What
would.
do we think about the
Shield
main,
New Day.
Oh, what do you think about the main pre-show match? That you know what I mean?
Oh, we just
Actually
said it.
counts
Both
some
of them were whack. We just said both kickoff shows matches were horrible. Those were horrible matches. Horrible kickoff matches. Boo.
That not a lot of people saw.
Boo.
Very Sunday Night Heat status in those matches.
I'll agree with you on that.
They were horrible.
Sunday Night
Very
Heat.
Sunday Night Heat. It looked like you were waiting for the In Your House pay-per-view to come on.
Oh,
It was the Sunday
man.
Night Heat before In Your House came on.
Wow.
Horrible
Love that.
matches.
I mean, but yeah,
I
Enzo
agree.
got the win over Kalisto. Everyone's seen
I mean,
that.
yeah, that's a W. I mean,
Back where he belongs.
yeah, on top, I guess. Wasn't
No,
he
on the
did he go
pre-show.
in- did-
Wow, where he belongs.
Got him.
Got him.
Got him.
Yo, boy, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, let's start off though. New Day in the Shield. What a match!
came on earlier than expected.
way
Got-
earlier
got
than expected.
the crowd fired up.
I missed the kickoff show. I had to go out back and watch the kickoff show matches.
Mm-hmm.
So when I turned it on, that was on already, and I was like, "Are they showing like a flashback, a replay?" I was
Yeah.
like, this can't be the actual pay-per-view.
Right.
No way, these two teams will be going first, and they had them on first. Great match.
They had like 15 minutes worth of
Yeah.
video packages prior to that match.
That's-
even
And then just came
starting.
on and-
Yeah,
nowhere.
it went on. It started
Right.
off slow, but
I had
it was a
stepped
good
away.
match.
I was doing something that was going to take me a while.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I see the text from you guys.
Oh,
I'm like, what? I ran back to my screen, turned it all back on. I felt insulted.
What do you think
Dang.
about the match? Though I thought it started off
Great
really slow.
match.
started slow, but you know what?
Right.
Definitely ended off
It
great.
A
built
lot
up.
of spots.
A lot of
Lot of
spots at
spots.
the end.
Like the
And
Midnight Hour, Biggie had both of them up.
On
like,
his shoulder, yeah, that was big.
Like-
I like the fact that they tried to make Big E look like, okay, he's as powerful as
They're working
Roman
on it.
Reigns,
If
or
not
he's
powerful,
if
he's
not
more.
I like that.
powerful,
They're
yeah.
working on it. It's getting
But
there.
the funny part was at the beginning of the match, he was like, "You ain't the big dog, suck on this."
Yeah.
I was like, he doesn't sound like he's from like the 70s though.
I like
Yeah,
this.
sucker.
I also like what Xavier Woods did in the match. I thought he was pretty good. He's pretty good in the match too.
He's a brave little dude.
Everyone, I told y'all, man. Certain people said he would be the weak.
Did
Yeah,
they?
no,
Link
I
of the
did.
match.
I definitely did.
Did
Who took the pinfall? Didn't he
Kofi.
take the pinfall?
Kofi took the pinfall.
Kofi's a good soldier. That's why.
He's a good soldier, right?
He's a good
It doesn't
soldier,
hurt him to
that's
take the pinfall. I mean, the whole match in general, though, towards the end, it was climbing up in the spots and getting, faster and faster. It got the "this is awesome" stamp of
Oh, yeah.
approval.
Mm-hmm. It was a
So,
good match. It was a good
It was
match.
good, even though those are handed out like candy now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
but it was all the way around. Like they touched all points for me. Like
was
inside
cool.
the ring, outside the ring.
It
Like
did its job. It lived up to what you thought it should be.
yeah,
A great match.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
On to the next one.
I mean,
It did what it had to do. It was early.
what do you
So-
guys think about Miz versus Baron Corbin? That match kind of. No, like honestly, like
I like the finish.
I like the finish, but I wasn't like really looking forward to the match. To
I
be
wasn't
honest
really
with you,
into it. I'm not gonna say it was a bad
but
match.
but
I
honestly,
wasn't
like
into
when
it.
watching the match, I was like,
Yeah.
it kind of made me look at Baron Corbin like, okay,
I don't like Baron Corbin.
I liked the after the match interview with
Okay,
him.
that's
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
where I was going.
I
I don't
like
like Baron Corbin, but that made me really like him
I
as
was
a
like,
heel.
oh, I was like, oh, they could really, if they really wanted to.
He came at people's neck
Necks,
in,
yeah, no.
in a short way,
Yeah.
nice and brief, kind of like the work Aleister Black did.
Yeah.
Like that weekend just had great mic work
oh man,
from unsuspecting soldiers Baron Corbin brought it.
Yeah,
he didn't need to say much.
I wish they played Maurice into it a little bit even more than they did. Like I could have gone for a Maurice smacks Baron Corbin.
But she's pregnant and all that.
She's pregnant and all that. That's what she's gonna do.
Little slip.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the and Julio Jeune called this one like right before the show. He texted me and called this match. He's like, "This is what's gonna happen." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
5-on-5
What
Team
websites
Raw
are you
women.
reading?
5-on-5 Team Raw women versus SmackDown women's team.
And mind you, I texted him this before the first person even got introduced. I knew what there was gonna be.
He texted me like, "Soul Survivor beats this person."
Yeah.
Yes.
I did.
You
I did.
that.
I'm not tooting my own horn.
My question though, yes, Julio. Okay, you got that. But what's going on with Bailey?
Obscurity.
What's happening?
Extra obscurity. Now.
Obscurity.
We'll get into it a little bit
I mean,
more.
according to
Oh.
rumors, she wasn't even supposed to be there. That was supposed to be Paige before Paige ruined her surprise return. And so then Bailey gets put into the match, and she gets no love.
I mean, I don't. It didn't matter to me. I think there was gonna be two spots in that match.
Yeah.
Asuka obviously winning, and then Nia Jax facing off with Tamina.
That was cool.
WrestleMania 3 Hulk Hogan versus Andre the
Stop
Giant
it.
moment.
Not even
Yes.
knowing
Yes.
this.
Yes.
Of time.
Yes.
Not even. That's too great.
Yes.
That's more.
That was
Bohemians.
That's more of Nacho
Finally
Man.
facing off.
That's Nacho Man versus Gilbert right there.
Oh, please.
No,
Stop
I thought it was cool to see them face
Hater.
off. You could see that
That was
they
a
kind of
prolific
were excited
moment.
about it too.
Yeah, they
They were
family
trying to-
You
too.
could tell. That was
Yeah.
going
That
through
was
them,
cool.
through
That
their
was cool.
veins.
I
What
like-
was
I like
crazy
seeing
about
that.
it is
Ooh.
the crowd was so into it.
crowd was
You
hype.
bring up Bailey and what's going on with her? What's going on with Naomi? Talk
I
about
know.
obscurity.
And she got beat up on
glow.
SmackDown.
Like, come on.
glow
she
is
was just the
faded.
champion. and
Bruce
now
Leroy, he got the glow.
I know that
Glow's
woman's match.
flickering out.
It didn't do it for me. I mean,
No,
it didn't do it for me.
no. I think the weak points in the women's match is that they didn't make some people look good as they should be. You know, like the men's match, everyone looked
they
great.
made who they wanted to look good.
Yeah, they did.
No, exactly.
did.
But in the men's match, everyone looked great. No one hurt. You know what I mean? But in the women's match,
Yeah.
you made some of them look a
I was
little weak.
surprised. I knew they were going to start off with like a surprise elimination. So I knew one of the captains was going to go. I thought it was going to be Alicia Fox, but Becky Lynch does the honors for us this time.
She was gone early.
Early.
Yo,
Early
that,
in the
that
morning.
shocked
It was
me.
like okay,
You're
no,
the captain.
SmackDown's definitely not winning this match now.
Yeah. That shocked me.
Yeah, no, that wasn't a great women's match. But I
Maybe
think,
that's what they were going for, the shock. But it was more like a downer. Like,
yeah, definitely
oh,
was.
all
Definitely
that
was.
build up. You're the captain.
Definitely was. Yeah, but
It was
the
a
thing I
shocker.
called was I called that Natalya was taking the pinfall or taking the defeat to Asuka. Asuka was going to be the sole survivor. Everybody knew it. They're building Asuka to be John Cena of women.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't a great women's match, but I think they made up for it in the next women's match. I think they made up for it.
Oh yeah,
I think they made up for it. That was a great
the
match.
goddess versus the queen.
Yeah, that was a great match.
Yeah.
I'm a huge.
First time.
Huge.
First time.
Oh, they fought in NXT once before.
I don't think she was around.
They fought in NXT once before. When Alexa Bliss first started in NXT, Charlotte actually took her under her wing. They made
Yeah.
mention of it in the match too. And then they had one other match before Charlotte left NXT.
It was on the main roster. This is the first time on the main roster.
On the main roster, yeah. And
Yeah,
Alexa Bliss is a way
Alexa-
different
For
performer
sure.
now than she was back then.
She's defeated 3 out of the 4 horsewomen.
Yeah. And
Today.
you could see they're building to a WrestleMania match, and that's going to be the story. Like, she's beat everybody else in the horsewomen except for Charlotte. Yeah. And she's
We'll
beat
see.
them for titles, too, except for Charlotte.
Yeah.
I'm a big Alexa Bliss fan. She can wrestle now.
Yeah,
She's
she's
good
she's
in the
growing. She's growing on me.
And Charlotte's always been phenomenal. She's lost a little bit. Personal stuff was going on.
Mhm.
I think that was affecting her in-ring work.
You
but
can
now
still, you
she's
can
coming
tell
back.
she's getting back to the swing of things still.
When she was
she's
on
great.
Raw and the champion on Raw, she was,
That was
the
the top.
best.
That was
Right.
the
Yeah,
top.
but you also got to look. She was a heel then too.
Yeah, they're like doing more.
Now
She's
she's
definitely
the
better
face.
as a heel.
She's a face on
She's definitely
SmackDown,
better,
so
yeah.
which gives her a different light. I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was a tremendous match.
That was a great match.
I
Great
mean,
match.
hats off to them. The women's division,
It's looking strong.
from both brands,
Yeah, looking strong.
were represented and looking strong in that
Looking
match
strong.
right there.
Looking strong.
All of it, yeah, very intentional, and it's working.
Oh,
So I
how about
respect
this
it.
one? And honestly, this match I felt was
Controversy.
underrated. Which one?
I think you're gonna bring up some controversy right now.
Oh no, I felt this match was underrated. The Bar versus the Usos.
Match of the night.
Yes, I feel it's like underrated though. Like so many people just like glaze
Honestly,
over that
yeah.
match. Like
No one's
that
really talking
match.
about it.
That match was match of the night.
It was a
Yes.
great match.
The Usos have the best matches on pay-per-view so far in 2017. I'm ready to say it.
I love heel Usos.
But they're
And
not even
they're
heel.
They're
here
twins,
now
yeah.
because they're so good in the ring.
I mean, the whole
Welcome
the
to
gimmick
the
behind them,
Uso
this heel gimmick.
penitentiary.
All of their promos is like poetry.
Yeah, I like him.
I love it.
I like that. Whoever is coaching them lately on their mic work he's been doing good.
Rikishi.
No,
He put on the 2 cool glasses and cut the music.
He's got him working with Scotty Too Hotty backstage.
Rikishi, man, but Bad Man Rikishi, like his promos used to drag,
I did
man.
it for the Rock.
That Rikishi,
Yeah, no,
that
that's
used
not
to
what-
drag.
The Usos are giving you great mic work and then phenomenal
In-ring
in-ring
work, like-
action. Oh my
But
god!
like I said, that match,
fast-paced
like-
all the time.
Both of them too. There's no weak link on either on that team.
I sat there and I was watching that match like, it's not over. Like
Yeah.
that match had me excited. I was like,
Yeah.
yo,
Well, you got 3 phenomenal in-ring performers in the Usos and Cesaro, and then Sheamus is not a slouch himself. He's not the level of in-ring performer.
He does
but
what
he
has
upped
to
his
do.
game
He
for that
brings
one.
the
He
power.
definitely does.
He has to. When you're around
definitely
guys
does.
like that,
Yeah.
but I'm just
have
saying,
to.
like he lived up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no lag off when he was in the ring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
Not at
like
all.
everyone pulled their weight in
Great
that match, and that
Great
match was
and I loved
outstanding.
the ending with the tag suicide
Over the-
dive
yeah.
simultaneous.
Did you like that?
Phenomenal.
Did you like
Phenomenal.
that?
Yeah.
Do you think they had to practice that?
Nah,
No, just off
because
the
it wasn't
cuff.
the first time they did it though, but it's been the first time in a while that
Yeah.
they've done it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, to their credit, like they are the best tag team right now
Absolutely.
Yes.
In
in
all
the
of wrestling?
WWE. In
Okay.
WWE.
Where would you rank them in all of wrestling?
2
2.
or 1
Behind?
or 1A. Only because the Young Bucks.
What
have
are we
been
basing
together
off
for
of?
So long.
What are we basing
I
it
would
off
say the
of?
Young Bucks are better than the Usos.
We did say
What are
we
we
talk a
basing
little
it off of, though?
Japan. We
We're
did
basing
say
it
we
off
do a
in-ring
little
performance
of
And
everything
What are we
else.
basing it
and
off
put
Ring of
them
Honor.
in the ring with any other tag team. I think
So-
they give you great work.
But yeah,
So
so
compared to the Young Bucks, though,
nah, Young Bucks are number 1. I just
One-
wanted to test.
One and
Just
1A.
wanted to test.
1 and
1 and 1A.
I would love to see.
And the reason why is because the Young Bucks, like, they have submission finishers that are together.
Yeah.
It's like a crossface
they
sharpshooter.
They do a lot more
Like-
tandem offense. I'm big into tandem offense.
Yeah, like-
yeah, that's
yeah.
tag team
Tandem
wrestling.
offense,
Yeah.
They do a lot of tandem
Like the
offense.
Young
Right.
Bucks are, yeah, no
But
one's messing
so
with
does the Revival.
them. Yeah, but they haven't been heard from in a while.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
but let's not forget.
I'm from the Show Me State right now.
Yeah.
No,
Wrestling
the
now
Usos,
is
Usos doing great
in a
work.
different place.
I definitely want to see them make the tag team division a little bit more shown. I would love a tag team revolution, just like we had the women's
Yeah.
revolution.
yeah.
Usos a great match of
Yeah.
the night.
And it starts with them. Even the Shield, as in Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins.
Oh, yeah, even
You know
the-
who was a
even the New
great
Day.
tag team? Yo, like, oh my goodness. I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was so amazing. Samoa Joe and Finn Balor
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
when they tagged on Raw. That was amazing.
But they had that Dusty Rhodes Classic too that they won together back in NXT.
Right. I forgot.
Right, so
about
the
that.
chemistry was there.
So the chemistry was there.
But they killed it.
They
They
did.
killed it. And they made quick work of who did they face? I don't even remember who
Was
they
it the Bar?
faced.
No.
No.
The club.
The club.
It was
The
yeah.
Good
and that's
Brothers.
why they were able to do that
Yeah.
because WWE doesn't really care about them right now.
Definitely not. I mean, we'll get into it. What they were doing.
Yeah.
It's
But
crazy.
man,
Last-
their
last time
chemistry
we saw
was
them.
crazy.
No, it was
You
a
could
great
tell
match.
these guys know each other outside of the ring too. Like they nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it.
Now this match, we kind of alluded to a little bit earlier. AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar.
I think it was masterful.
Masterful.
It was great. I think what the average fan will see AJ get his ass whooped, but a real wrestling enthusiast, a purist, knows that AJ Styles is the winner of that match. He carried him and Brock and allowed Brock to do his thing when it was needed. You know what I mean?
I thought Brock Lesnar. I was surprised to see Brock Lesnar gave AJ Styles so much.
Exactly.
He gave him
Exactly.
so much.
That's
I mean,
what
if you compared the match that
I'm,
Brock
I'm
Lesnar had
trying
with
to
Dean
allude to
Ambrose,
that. Exactly.
like he didn't give him nothing.
Nothing.
He didn't give Dean Ambrose nothing.
Especially when you're so, we're still coming off of the Goldberg encounters
Yeah.
with Brock Lesnar, all of that being like a minute long,
I thought
5
it was
minute long
great. I thought
power
it was a great
matches.
match. Like,
Right.
I loved it. Start off the way it should start off.
Mhm.
Brock Lesnar's a beast. AJ
Right.
Styles getting tossed around
Exactly.
until he finally figures out a way to
It was
conquer him.
the classic
The-
storybook match.
Great match.
That calf crusher sequence.
Oh, I loved how they broke that. I
Mhm.
love how he broke that. That's
It was
'cause he's
masterful.
brutal. That's Brock
It was
Lesnar. He's brutal.
And you're, and as AJ, you know,
I
all
would've
the
lo-
targeting, you're the
but
little guy. You have
just
to do
selfishly,
that.
I would have loved to see him take the Styles clash. I would love to see how.
That's not possible.
Yeah, I would love to see how that was gonna happen.
If
No.
Brock Lesnar took the Styles Clash, he cannot show up to as many Raws as he wants. Because that would have been crazy.
Like that would have been.
Honestly, I kind of knew that was not gonna happen.
But to me, like
Zero. I had no hopes.
But I had a
knew it was
feeling
gonna
like
happen.
to me, I knew how it was gonna finish. I knew it was gonna be a phenomenal form caught into F5.
Yeah. So
You get what I'm saying? Like, I think that was.
But
the
at least
one
we got to
thing.
see it, even if
Yeah,
you knew it
yeah,
was
you
coming.
know what I'm
I'd
saying?
like
Like, if
to
I
see
have to critique it, that's
It's been done.
Him
We see
do
it
the
now.
phenomenal forearm where Brock Lesnar was standing on a table and caught it on a table and then F5 them on the table. That's the only way I would have been surprised.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say,
That's
geez,
only-
Jude, you are a little too much.
Someone playing WWE 2K.
That's the only way. If he F5 them on the table or reversed it and F5 them on the table, that would have been interesting to me. But it was
That
like, okay,
that match.
we were just
man,
waiting
that
for
was
that.
Great.
But it was a great match. Great match.
If they make the AJ Styles series on the WWE Network of all his cool matches through his WWE career, that's
That-
one of them.
You know what? And that'll be a long series because he has every match
So
he's
many.
been in.
Everything he
especially
touches
in
is gold.
pay-per-view. He has very rare pay-per-view
Yeah.
matches that haven't been great. I'm still waiting to see Seth Rollins versus AJ
And I
Styles
think the
on
belt
pay-per-view.
stays on him for a while,
Mm.
more than what they had originally planned, because
I-
Vince has to recognize money when he sees it. AJ Styles is money,
But the money's
you can
in the
trust
chase.
him. You can trust
AJ
AJ.
Styles is money.
Yeah,
AJ
but the
Styles
money
is
is in
money.
the chase.
He's the
Do
face
you
that
have
runs
him
the place.
chase it from now until WrestleMania?
For some reason, I think he loses it back to Jinder
I think so
at
too.
Clash of Champions.
I do think so too.
And then I think
then he takes
I
it to
think,
India?
I think Jinder and Nakamura.
When are they
along
going to
the way,
India?
Next week. So, but it's supposed to be Jinder versus Triple
okay.
H along that tour.
I
Right,
don't see
right.
Jinder versus Nakamura going do it. Then doing that.
I think they do, and I think Nakamura goes over, and then AJ versus Nakamura.
No,
WrestleMania.
I think we see Jinder. I think we see a Jinder Randy Orton type feud until we get to AJ Styles.
That would be so boring.
Yeah,
know.
no one wants to see that.
I know that's why we're gonna see it, and that's exactly why
I
we're
think
gonna
they bring.
see
I
it.
think they go back to Nakamura. I think Nakamura
It
wins. It's something that happens at like Fastlane or something when
I
Nakamura
mean-
goes over. I think AJ Styles wins the Royal Rumble.
To go to the main event.
Yeah,
Really?
I see AJ Styles versus Nakamura at WrestleMania,
for the
but
title.
I do see Jinder.
Yeah, but where's the
winning
title?
Winning the title again.
Where?
He's gonna win that Clash of the Champions.
Okay.
Where he's gonna lose it, I don't know exactly, but he will lose it.
If he loses it, I think he'll lose it before WrestleMania.
Yes,
I don't think they want to put him
No.
at the top of the card.
he'll
at
go
WrestleMania.
into Royal Rumble as the champion,
That's possible. Mm-hmm.
but he won't come.
But
out
he
of
won't be
Royal
at the top
Rumble.
of the card at
No, He won't
WrestleMania.
come out of Royal Rumble as the champion.
Yeah.
Jinder Mahal will be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal
Again?
at WrestleMania.
Wasn't he already in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he lost to Hype Bro.
Hype Bro.
Mm-hmm. That didn't really do anything.
They won him the WWE Championship. Did something.
No.
For Hype Bro.
For
For Hype Bro.
Mojo Rawley.
For Hype Bro.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hype Bro. No, nothing really happened.
I mean,
That's Jay's guy. He's in the stable.
Stop it.
It's just definitely just
Stop it. Not even. Knock it off.
Overall, though,
Co-captain.
the weekend was crazy.
Great weekend. Great pay-per-view.
Mind you, Ring of Honor
Hold up, guys. We
was
forgot. Hold
operating
up.
too.
We just forgot the main event match. It was that bad that you didn't.
5-on-5.
You guys didn't.
No, we
want-
started with it. We touched on it.
No, we did not
Okay,
get
so
into.
we
touched
talked
on
about
it.
Cena. We
didn't
talked
get
about
into it.
Cena. We did.
You talked
Can I ask? Did you guys see any awkwardness in the pedigree that Kurt Angle took? Did
Kurt
you kinda,
Angle, he got
He
a lot
went
of
knee
ring rust,
first.
guys. He's got a lot of ring rust, guys.
Did his like leg kind of
He got a
give
lot of
way,
ring rust. I mean, you see him.
and the pedigree went to the side?
Yeah, he definitely pegged him right on the top of his head.
Yeah.
And I think Triple H said something. If you look back on it,
Oh,
Triple
really?
H said something.
Yeah, I gotta
to him.
rewatch.
I don't know if he was saying, "Are you okay?" or like.
Yeah, it was a very awkward pedigree.
You stupid
And they
moment, but
played it off. Mm-hmm.
Kurt Angle's got a lot of ring rust.
He does. Did you see him struggling to
Yeah.
come back up for
Yeah.
the suplexes? Oh, I felt bad.
But-
I saw shades of that when he first came back with the Shield.
Yeah.
In between moves, he's very slow.
Yeah.
He's very slow. I hope he works through it.
I mean, I think
If he wants to have a one-on-one.
I think he needs a couple more matches. So
Yeah,
he got a lot of ring
he's
rust.
but he's definitely not the same Kurt Angle.
Definitely not the same. Kurt
Yeah,
Angle, but
he was talking this week about facing John Cena one-on-one. He can't hang.
I don't know. John Cena.
Right now, he can't hang.
John Cena's been making a lot of people look good lately in his matches.
But you could tell Cena took it real slow.
Oh, Cena did.
To
Cena
work
was
with
there
Angle in the
because
ring.
It's a contractual obligation.
No, but I meant in that moment he had with Angle
Yeah,
in the ring.
yeah,
Cena
he did.
took it
He did.
real
He
slow.
did.
Real slow.
He did.
To
I gotta say,
accommodate him.
I was excited when everybody was getting introduced.
Mm-hmm.
I felt excited. I was like, oh shoot, this is like
Like for the intros?
yeah. I was like, this is like
Okay.
a good match of all
Yeah.
these people. And
Oh,
it's
it
like
was star-studded. Yeah.
definitely.
Absolutely. It was
Definitely.
good. It was good.
I don't like the way WWE needs to see the future eventually. Like, come on,
Yeah.
the past can't always prevail.
Yeah.
The fact that Bobby Roode and Nakamura, two of the first
ones
people
out, yeah.
eliminated from the SmackDown
Finn
team. It's
gone
like,
too.
Finn had a little bit though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he
should
should have
have been
been.
in.
He should have hung around.
I would like to
towards the
see
end.
Nakamura or Roode in one of the spots where they're one of the last two people for the SmackDown
Right.
team.
Where they have a hand in winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like this having Shane at that. Like
Shane,
I don't like that.
Shane shouldn't have been in the match in the first place. First of
You
all,
already knew they're gonna lose. SD was
I
doomed.
don't like Shane as
It's a
a
reminder
soul
of the
survivor.
invasion
Like
angle.
honestly, I would have loved to see Daniel Bryan
On the team?
Yeah,
on the
Or
team.
come out
yeah,
at the end?
I mean, everybody would have loved to see that. But
Like Daniel Bryan, just to like have, like on the date of the show, just have.
I would have loved to have seen Chris Benoit, but we can't talk in hypotheticals right now.
Bro.
Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah.
We're not WWE. We ain't signed to the WWE.
Those views of Julio.
I would have loved to see a bunch of different wrestlers in that spot, but
He said Daniel Bryan.
for people who Daniel Bryan's kind of been in that match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't see
Yeah.
where he'd fit.
But I mean, like,
Shane should not have been the sole survivor for the SmackDown team. It made the SmackDown team look weak. The fact that you have all these wrestlers and the person that's going to be the survivor is your GM.
right.
yeah,
Both GMs.
So
to the end.
random.
it was just awkward all the way
At least
around.
Kurt
Man.
Angle's
Like,
in the Hall of Fame. At least he's a Olympic gold medalist, champion.
I
Shane,
mean, the one spot I will take from that match, I guess you could say, is like I loved how Finn Balor did the coup de grace to John Cena.
Yeah.
Like, it was like to me, it was like a perfect spot because it seemed like he just took advantage of that opportunity.
well, that's my
for his
point. They
team.
let the young guys on the Raw team be part of the ending with Finn Balor and Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
But on the SmackDown team, you had Cena, Randy Orton, and Shane. Like, that was horrible.
Yeah, I don't think WWE thought that fully through.
They
I
definitely.
mean, they planted the seeds for Triple H, Kurt Angle.
They planted the seed for a lot there.
And apparently Randy Orton was the youngest guy on the SmackDown team.
In
Can you believe
actuality, in actual
Yeah.
life,
Yeah. He was the youngest guy on
Yeah.
the team.
He was.
that is
Bobby
crazy.
Roode's
Age.
40. Nakamura's up there, I think, at
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
That is
Cena,
crazy.
40. Damn, they was like all 40. The 40
old
40
dudes.
club.
Crazy.
And SD Live is supposed to be land of opportunity,
Young
showcasing
generation.
young dudes. And
Wow.
look at
Hey,
that.
opportunity goes to the older
Saturday.
guys, I guess.
Wow.
See, so
Braun
This is-
Strowman's probably the youngest person
it's
in that
kind of
match.
like everyone else and
I think
Finn.
Finn might have been.
Finn Balor's pretty old.
Finn's like
Yeah.
35,
Yeah,
I want to
Finn Balor's
say.
pretty old.
34, 35.
Braun
He's just
Strowman,
in
I
good
think he's like-
shape.
I
He's
don't
getting
think-
up there
I don't
too
think
with
he's
those
30.
guys. Braun is like 28,
Yeah.
right?
He's not even 30.
He's a true young guy in there.
Oh, shit.
Anyone else?
Braun just looks
That's
old.
it.
Shit.
Yeah.
Is
I
Braun.
liked
After
I like the
match.
ending with the Triple H and Braun thing, but I didn't like the fact that the story is about Triple H and Shane McMahon. It's
Yeah.
like, why is that the
Right.
story?
It was almost like the Braun thing was a side thing.
Yeah.
Even though it ended with them,
Yeah.
it was more like the side
Yeah.
thing.
I liked seeing Bobby Roode face off with Triple H because it was like Triple H.
I
versus
respected that Triple H
old
wanted
Triple H.
wanted and got some ring time.
he got a
with
lot of
his
ring time.
NXT guys.
A lot of ring time.
Yeah.
Nakamura.
Mm-hmm.
That was good to see.
Strowman's 34. But yeah,
He's 34.
he's 34.
Wow.
Dang.
So
I
yeah,
thought
he
he
was the youngest.
Snap.
So overall, Strowman was the youngest at 34.
Some old heads in that match.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I wow.
Huh?
Randy Orton was the youngest person on the SmackDown side.
Yeah.
That is crazy to think.
Yeah. That's the shocker here.
It's just weird, man.
It's weird.
Samoa Joe's 38.
Even if you would have put someone who people, for example, think needs the opportunity, like a Dolph Ziggler, he's still not young either.
That's true.
He's not
That is
young.
true. That is true.
Dolph's up there.
I'm ready for the.
I mean, to cut it, just to wrap up Survivor Series, we did it for
That's why I
WarGames.
love Rusev on there, though. Go
I
ahead.
would love Rusev
Yeah.
on that. Rusev, you be hashtag free Rusev. Overall, I mean, we did it for WarGames. We got to do it for the main event of this match. What do you give it out of 5 stars? The
Survivor Series overall?
No,
Do
so
we
the
wanna
Survivor
rate this?
Series overall and the main event.
I was
Okay.
told if I had nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
Wow.
Hmm.
I'm going to give Survivor Series
This
overall.
is excluding the pre-show.
No.
Right?
Excluding the pre-show.
No,
Okay.
it is part of the pre-show is
No,
a
no.
package.
Pre-show
You
is pre
can't
for a
eliminate
reason.
it.
Pre-show is pre for
Yeah.
a reason, man.
It's
They
not
got a whole
Survivor
different
Series.
theme song. They cut off when it's over. They go to a different theme song. It's a different
Yeah.
show. It's a different
Thank you.
show.
Exactly.
It's a different show.
I think you guys are just trying to spare the losing of some
Overall,
stars.
I think overall pre-show not counted.
Yeah.
I'll give that a solid 3.5, 3.8
Okay.
on a scale of 5.
My rating for NXT was 4.2, 4.3.
Actually, I'm sorry. A 4.1, only because I
For
said
Survivor
before
Series?
Survivor Series wasn't outshined by NXT, so I got to give it a better rating.
Okay. Which NXT you gave 4.0 or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I gave NXT 4.2, 4.3-ish. I give Survivor Series, I'll give it a 3.94 around
Solid
there.
rating.
Mm-hmm. I do think NXT edged it out. I'm not gonna say it was like better. It blew it away, blew it out of the water. No, it was 2 great events for different reasons.
Yeah.
They were amazing, and it was success for sure.
I'm giving it a 3.5.
Oh my goodness.
3.25, 3.5.
Chase WWE hate.
Yeah, that's
Shine.
really what it comes down
Nah,
to.
it's
Shine.
not hate.
Shine.
I
If this was
mean,
NJPW Survivor
Shine.
Series,
Yeah. Oh my God.
no such thing.
6.5 out of 5.
Don't ever disrespect that. Don't even do that.
Oh shoot.
But nah, it's not like
Yeah.
it didn't
Yeah.
deliver. It didn't like certain
yeah.
matches delivered. The 5-on-5 didn't deliver.
Come
The
come
5-on-5
on.
didn't deliver. Yes, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I
but
mean,
you
the
can't knock it just
the Brock AJ delivered. Usos delivered. Charlotte delivered.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
The Shield. We knew what we was getting at, but you
Yeah.
can say
It
delivered.
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 Right. You're naming every match and it
Mid-
delivered.
Women's.
The women's match wasn't great. The men's match wasn't great. Baron Corbin and The Miz wasn't that bad
It wasn't that bad.
at all.
I mean, we didn't expect it to be top notch neither.
So you're giving it a 3.5.
I give it a 3.5 out of 5.
But we did say excluding the pre-show.
If it was the pre-show, it'd be
No,
down to like.
excluded.
For
Okay.
the
Yeah.
pre-show,
Yeah.
we're like a 2-7.
You guys
Oh,
are
man.
smart not to include
We're,
the pre-show.
we're a 2-7 on Enzo.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Well,
it-
harsh grader. Harsh
nah,
grader.
I mean, there's standards, man. There's levels to this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I don't think they lived up to it. Like,
Okay.
to me, their
Respect
last,
it.
honestly, like, the last pay-per-view, what was it? The one before that.
I don't remember what it was before.
I forget the name of it. But
so
we had Finn
So
versus
many.
AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that pay-per-view.
Yeah, but I felt it kind of lived up to it a little bit more.
Like the Finn AJ match, I thought could have been better. They
What?
said-
It was just cool to see them
Yeah, it
together.
was cool to see them together.
Mhm.
They were saving something.
Mm-hmm.
That was in full.
You
Finn
can't
and
say they
AJ.
give it 100%.
No, they definitely didn't give it 100%.
No way. Yeah.
If that was on WrestleMania, if that
Because
was a
that-
WrestleMania match,
That
5 stars.
match-
It was good. It was good. It
I mean,
wasn't great.
I mean, we're not saying he didn't say it was bad.
I didn't say it was bad. It was
Yeah,
good.
he
It wasn't great. They're saving some.
Right.
They're saving some.
Yes. Exactly. You really think they both maximize their potential in terms of working together?
Yes, because you have to factor in that
Oh,
AJ
no.
came on a fucking 16-hour
That's
flight.
exactly why they didn't
There you
maximize
go.
their potential.
They maximized to what
You
they
had
had.
no
They didn't have
build,
no,
You're proving our point,
No
Jay.
chemistry. Yeah.
You're proving our
exactly.
point.
You
Right.
guys are making my point. They had none of that. They've never worked together before. They've never been in the same match.
Right. That's why
one-on-one.
they're holding some back.
On TV.
So there's no holding back. Like
They're holding
they,
back.
They,
What was
they
that?
Formed that on the
We
fly.
couldn't even name the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
All
right.
right. They weren't doing nothing for that
Name
pay-per-view.
me some WWE pay-per-views.
Fireball. Fastlane.
Like outside of the
Great
big four,
balls
a
of
lot of
fire.
them like
Payback.
We don't care for.
I think it was No Mercy. Was it No Mercy?
It might have been
No
No
Mercy.
Mercy.
Hell in a Cell.
Might have been No Mercy.
Was it?
Hell in a Cell.
It was Hell in the Cell.
Yeah.
See, that's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
they were holding
Yeah.
back. They were holding back.
Right.
I could say
Right.
AJ and Brock, for what those two guys can do together, they maximize their potential in their Survivor Series match.
Right.
And you probably had relatively the same amount of time for a build. Up until a week ago, or a week before that, it was going to be Jinder Mahal in that spot. That's when we would have had a 5-star match.
Mm-hmm.
Jinder Mahal, Brock Lesnar.
Do you think it would have been good?
Could have been 5-star.
Could have been.
5 stars of garbage.
5 stars are good.
But guys, let's transition over to Monday Night Raw. You know, the night after Raw, all the amazing things happen after, you know, one of the big pay-per-views. And so we've seen some great returns.
It's great returns. It's
Some
great debuts.
And thank you, Jesus, for Mandy Rose. Woo! Got to give me a Ric Flair. Woo! Like,
she's a phenomenal in-ring performer.
I am, like, the fact that Paige is back breathes fresh air into that women's division.
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows how they're building Asuka, but now they can really take their time on Asuka. They don't just have to rush the title on her. Now Paige can carry the belt for a little bit as Mandy Rose, you know what I mean, and Sonya is being built up. You get what I'm saying? Like, that, I think for them, the way they debuted was awesome. And then the backstage segment between them and Alexa Bliss, phenomenal.
I liked it.
It showed like the women's division had some attitude. Like,
yeah, but then they go.
They were like
and on
shieldish.
SmackDown, they go and repeat the same exact angle and beat up Naomi.
Yeah.
So like, what's going on?
I mean, you gotta take out the top dogs, I guess.
There's a lot of
man.
women.
But the same thing that happened on Raw happened on SmackDown the next night.
Well, how are you gonna?
Maybe they're doing it something where they'll link it where Paige is kind of puppeteering all of these chicks to do her bidding to kind of rule both divisions, and eventually she's gonna try to. I don't know. It could be a bigger scheme.
It was cool to see Paige back.
Cool
to
see
great.
Paige back. She looks different though.
I loved it. You know, she looks more mature. She looks ready to go.
She lost a little weight.
I think you guys just looked at her in a different light.
But do you
after.
see
She
her?
lost a little weight.
Do you see her? It's hard to put the excitement for her coming back or whatever emotion it is that you feel. Is she a bigger star in this return?
Oh yes.
Okay.
And
That's what I
you
wanna
guys
know.
know why we don't have to speak on it.
So she
That only enhances her. Now
she has a bigger profile now, right?
Yeah. Now here's the thing. Imagine they put her on SmackDown.
She was regular to me.
and they would have had a New Day segment.
That's exactly why she wasn't on SmackDown. That's exactly
Imagine
why
how that would have.
There's a reason she's not over there.
There's a reason why she's not on SmackDown.
Imagine her and Xavier the same. Like, I would pay to see that segment because I could just see how like Kofi and Big E would like point fun of that. Like,
Oh yeah.
that would be hilarious. That would be like
Yeah, big time.
$1 million.
Mhm.
But like, we all know why she's not on
Yeah,
SmackDown.
she's not on SmackDown for a reason.
So
She's a few years away from being on SmackDown.
another point of symmetry on Raw and SmackDown is that a McMahon started the show. Are we
Right.
still doing that in 2017? Is that cool?
It felt like 2002 to me.
Yeah. It's like
I mean, I didn't.
I'm not hating on it, but we've seen this story before.
It's like Stephanie always brings that heel heat.
yeah. And she's good at it.
Yeah, she's great at it.
Mhm.
Nah, to me, like with Steph, it's just like it's the same shit.
Bro, she yelled in your face. You'd be scared.
It's the same.
I would be.
Yeah.
She'd
I would
I'd
not be
frightened. I would. She could little man me all she wants. I'll do whatever she says.
like her to yell at me too, though.
Yeah, see, Julia's going rogue on that
I'm
one.
not going-
You think she goes
He's going
nuts on
rogue
Triple
one.
H like that if she gets heated, like in a
Probably.
dispute or something, and Triple H
Nah,
like backs down like
Trips,
all right.
Trips kind of just Trips.
I mean,
Like
at home.
they've alluded to it like in past stuff. Like he kind of just like whatever.
He knows where his bread is buttered.
Yeah, but
He knows where his bread got buttered.
well,
All right,
I
Steffi,
mean,
no problem,
at the end of the
Steffi.
day, they married.
right.
It's cheaper to keep them. You know what I mean?
Well, he's
So-
fine. He's fine regardless. Now.
I liked seeing the Kurt Angle step up to Triple H and them teasing the Kurt Angle Triple H and then them teasing the Triple H and Braun. Where they missed the mark was teasing Triple H or Jason Jordan.
Do you like
But
this whole
honestly,
Triple H
I
being
like-
scared of Braun thing?
Nah, I think that it plays into the cerebral assassin.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to see Sledgehammer Triple H in about a month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think they go Triple H, Braun, Royal Rumble, or even maybe Wrestle. It's gonna be either I take that back. I think Triple H, Braun, WrestleMania, Triple H, Angle, Royal Rumble, and then I think it goes Jason Jordan, Kurt Angle, WrestleMania.
Jason Jordan, Kurt Angle. That's kind of a waste for a Kurt Angle match.
No.
On WrestleMania, especially.
No, I mean,
It's
that's
not,
what I
man.
mean. Yeah,
It's
for
gonna be-
WrestleMania
it's gonna be a
match.
nice little
Maybe
playoff where he turns
Payback?
heel.
Payback?
Nah, it's, you guys don't.
WWE
You
Payback?
guys are disrespecting Jason Jordan to a degree.
Jason,
Like-
I see Jason Jordan
Jason Jordan's
either
gonna
in the
become
Andre
heel.
the Giant Memorial Battle Royal
They're
or
gonna-
if they bring back the Money
nah,
in the
nah.
Bank ladder match,
They're
he's in
gonna-
one of those
they're
two.
They're going to Bret Hart, Owen Hart storyline. Kurt Angle, Jason Jordan.
I
Watch.
could see Triple H. I see Triple H and Kurt Angle happening either at Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. I don't know if I see Braun Strowman anywhere else in WrestleMania besides somewhere fighting for that world title. I don't think he's gonna see a one-on-one world title Raw match for WrestleMania this year. I think we're gonna see some type of fatal four-way or mix something
So that Brock wouldn't get pinned.
so that Brock doesn't get pinned.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Brock even goes into WrestleMania
Because
as
they're
a
talking
champion.
about Brock versus Roman as well as a rumor.
I mean, how do you take the? I mean,
So I don't
both
know.
as champions though.
No,
I think
I think Roman loses it eventually. Before that,
How odd? I mean, we're talking about Raw, but how odd is it for Roman Reigns to be the Intercontinental
it
Champion?
looked weird. It looked weird, but Miz is gone.
You
Miz
know
is
he had
gone.
to win the Grand Slam champion. Like he had to be a Grand Slam.
It's good for
champion.
his accolades.
He's the
That part I
second. He's the
understood.
second one out of the Shield to win the
Yeah.
to be a Grand Slam.
And hopefully the
champion.
Shield gets the tag team belts back and they're all decorated again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you
That'd
know
be
what's
cool.
gonna
That's a good
happen,
look.
Like, the Miz is gone filming the Marine, so they had to.
And then he's gonna have the birth of his child. So he's gone for a while.
Yeah, so
I mean, but who do you have take against Roman Reigns going for the Intercontinental title?
You can build up.
I don't
and
think he
just have
bear-
anyone interfere.
Do you think he carries it into Mania? I don't think so.
No.
way.
Yeah, but when does he lose it? I mean, I just don't know who you have
Sooner
Roman
than
Reigns
later.
feud with for the
He might carry it into
Intercontinental
2018.
title.
He might
Maybe
even
to the
lose it on a
Rumble.
Raw. He might
I
lose
know,
it
but
on a
to
Raw.
who for the Samoa Joe?
Someone like a Samoa Joe or
Samoa
a Finn
Joe.
Balor. It's got to go to one of those guys. If not,
I think Samoa Joe.
catastrophe.
Samoa.
I think Samoa Joe.
'Cause I would say Braun even, but now he's got his own thing where he doesn't need a belt right now. He's doing his thing with
I
Triple
think
H.
you're building
That's his
Braun
belt.
for something major
Right.
soon.
Right. It's not his time right now for that because he's occupied with something so great.
So I don't
So-
think Braun wins a heavyweight title until like SummerSlam.
Well, WrestleMania.
Possible.
Well,
I
WrestleMania.
think it's just so
Feels
much
too
Brock
soon.
Roman.
It does feel too soon, but the fans are so
Can I
behind
ask
them,
you-
and Vince is already behind them.
But
Vince
dude,
is like,
let me ask you something, June.
it's what Roman. He wished
But can
Roman.
he
Who was
carry the
who was the
company?
last guy to kick out of one F5?
I don't count that.
You have to.
I don't count
You
that.
have to.
Well, the F5 has been protected.
WWE
Who
doesn't.
was the last
W-
guy to kick out of an F5?
WWE doesn't really.
Goldberg?
No. Roman Reigns.
Man,
Roman Reigns was the last guy to kick out of the F5. And if you notice, everyone since one F5 and they're done.
they're doing their best.
Goldberg never kicked out of an F5?
No.
I don't think he got F5'd. He only
He
got
got
F5'd at the end.
F5 at
No, he got F5
WrestleMania,
at
and that was a wrap.
Yeah, he
That
was
it.
gone.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, he reversed the F5 before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
I just think that they're trying their best to make Roman the guy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just not doing it right now. So they're gonna ride their horses with Braun, make him the guy until people actually get behind Roman Reigns.
But then what do you do with Roman?
You give him the title, and you John Cena.
Oh, so it's like a plot to get people to like him.
No.
Yes, it's a plot. It's definitely a plot.
Yeah.
He's on the Shield. They all of a sudden put him
Right.
with two guys.
People
that
going nuts for
they
him now.
Nuts for him.
You know who I think gets it? I think Elias gets it.
Elias could get it.
I
Elias
think
could get it.
gets it. I think
Elias
But
could get it.
how does it transfer from Roman Reigns to Elias?
Someone interferes in the
Someone
match.
interferes in the match.
Okay.
Someone like a Brock Lesnar, Kane,
Okay.
Look,
Yeah,
Big Show
Kane.
type.
Someone
returner.
interferes in the match.
I don't see anybody.
Someone he's
else
feuding with
that is
along the way to
Yeah,
Mania.
they ruin it for him.
Maybe the Miz is
During-
back or the Miz Taraj is back or something.
Yeah, because they're talking about him
Maybe
doing an
somebody
open challenge.
hires the Authors of Pain.
Right, that's a good way to introduce him.
There we go. Introduce him.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know.
Cool.
It is weird to see him with a white Intercontinental title.
It's weird, right?
He's weird.
It was-
Think
it
he
was
brings back
weird.
the black strap?
He-
it'd
a
be
dude that
cool,
big
but-
shouldn't be wearing a white belt.
Nah.
And the Intercontinental titles, like that should be on like a good. He's a good in-ring performer. He's good.
the
Definitely
work
got
for
good,
the
yeah,
workhorse.
but it's the workhorse title. It needs to be going to the dude that can
Yeah,
put in matches day in and day out.
yeah. I think the state of wrestling in general, obviously, but WWE's. I think it's okay. They rectified a lot of things that needed to be rectified, and that includes putting the strap back on AJ.
Yeah.
That includes that, and we have one confirmed match so far for Clash of Champions,
Which
in
takes
December.
place where
in the greatest city in the world.
greatest city
Massachusetts.
in the world. You can obviously see
Let's go.
that
the face of America.
I was
Boston,
hoping we got a
Massachusetts.
better main event than Jinder Mahal, but hey, some Maharaja love. You can't beat it.
So, yeah. I mean,
Look
I love
this way.
Jinder.
We get to see the
Cool,
phenomenal
but
one.
We get to see AJ. I don't think I've ever seen him live.
I don't think
Oh,
I've
you're
ever
missing
live
out,
either.
bro. Missing out.
Is it cool?
You're missing
I
out.
don't know.
That's
You know,
kinda
we've
why
been
I wish
to
I
a
saw him with someone better than Jinder Mahal. We'll take it. We'll take it.
You get to see him basically in a handicap match.
I mean, coming off a Survivor Series and just, I know we didn't get into SmackDown really much yet, but I just feel like Raw is in a better place than SmackDown is. I just don't know where SmackDown is going.
Oh, you didn't know?
The overall.
Da-na-na-na.
Shane McMahon better call somebody.
I mean, you got Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn running a rubber shot.
Who actually,
They won a big match?
yes,
Yeah.
lumberjack match over the New Day.
They won a big
And
match.
I like the fact that they did it. They made it look like they had no allies in the roster. Or like the
Yeah.
whole show, they're going out trying to get Bobby Roode on their side and Baron Corbin on their side, and
Right.
none of those guys saying they'd team up with them.
Now, do you
Sounds
think it was
I think they're the next SmackDown Tag Champs. Putting it out there.
the whole thing about them getting kicked off the European tour? Is that real or is that fake?
I think it was real, but I think it was a miscommunication.
Okay.
And I think WWE did a great job turning it into part of a storyline now.
Okay. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But that'd be another mess up
Let's just
following the
Yeah,
failed angle with the New
Yeah.
Day on that previous SmackDown before the tour.
yeah.
So, I mean,
And look, they got rewarded. They just beat the New Day tonight.
so they're doing something.
And they found a way for them to
right?
be involved in the
I don't know.
Survivor Series.
Yeah. So
Oh shoot, we
makes you
forgot
think it
they
wasn't
had a
that bad.
kickoff show match.
They did.
Yes, they did. They beat
They
the Hype
did.
Bros.
They
And it wasn't hype at all.
No, it was a horrible match.
What a horrible and the hype
Sucked.
bros. Oh my gosh, can we break
Sucked.
this team up already, please?
You guys,
Actually, no, I take that back. They didn't beat the Hype Bros. My fault.
Breezango,
Yeah, they beat Breezango.
same difference.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the Kevin Owens 365 special on the
Great
network?
special.
Yes.
Great special.
Yo, do you know where my heart sunk?
When Vince,
Vince.
Yes.
Vince Jericho.
Did you
I
watch?
mean,
Did you watch the Jericho and KO
Yeah.
match? I didn't think it was that
I didn't think it
bad
was that
for
great,
that
though.
sort of reaction. It wasn't great. No, you're right.
For
It wasn't great,
WrestleMania, could have
but-
been way better.
It wasn't that bad for that type of reaction. That hurt. That stung.
But you also got to look at Jericho's like 40, bro.
No, but he's produced some crazy
nah.
Are you
matches.
gonna say that if he gives you a horrible match with Kenny Omega?
I mean, I probably will.
right.
I probably will.
Call
to
him
be
out, Drew.
honest,
Call
like,
him out.
like
Call
when
him
was the
out.
last time we seen
You're not
the
gonna say
Lion
that.
Salt?
He had a great match with AJ Styles a
Oh,
couple
he
years
retired
ago.
that.
Couple of years ago.
At
No, Jericho
WrestleMania.
has cool matches.
Jericho had a couple good matches.
He's
in his
more
last
grounded
UFC
now.
run.
He's
like
more
you said, a
grounded.
couple of good matches, and I just think he's limited himself
Jericho
in
40
ring.
is not Kurt Angle 40. Jericho
Yeah.
can still go.
I think Jericho's
Right.
limited himself now more in ring.
I don't know.
He's more grounded. That's all.
I
He had
think-
to adjust.
He can still go. He can still go. I don't
He's-
know. I
he's
can't say
fine.
that about
He's
Jericho.
fine.
He can still go.
Yeah, man.
And he's been a part
Yeah,
of some
man.
great matches.
He can still go. Just like Kurt Angle, those guys were so good
Mm-hmm.
that like I feel like now we see them, we're like, oh my gosh, he's horrible. It's like no, he's probably better than half the wrestlers out there.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be Shawn Michaels and be better the second time around.
No.
I think I don't know. Like I said, it was a good match, but it wasn't great. I mean, and I guess that's why Vince overreacted. He really overreacted with that.
But it was great to be able to see how Vince. When people say Vince McMahon chewing somebody out, like it was great to be able to see that as a fan. I mean,
Yeah.
I liked seeing it. Finally, you know what it's like.
Sometimes that's all you have to do.
I'd be like, hey Vince,
You didn't have much to say.
did anyone chew you out for your fucking Bret Hart match at WrestleMania? No.
I'll chew you out when you blew both quads.
Bret
Sliding
Hart's
into the ring.
fisted.
I'd be like, did anyone chew you out for the Battle of the Billionaires? No.
Yeah.
Look
Hey,
what you've
that's-
created.
You're the boss.
You know, he
so-
said both of those made me money.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So
Yeah.
I think the WWE Universe is some good hands. Hopefully Clash of Champions
Hopefully, it was
remains.
hopefully SmackDown comes
Sunday,
back.
December
shapes out to be
17th.
good.
Raw's looking real interesting.
Mhm.
Raw's looking great.
NXT's in a good place. to be.
NXT's in a good place. Got
is.
some of their female talent on both rosters now,
Yep.
with Liv Morgan also debuting on SmackDown recently, and a couple other girls in
Ring of
NXT on
Honor
SmackDown.
Also
Ring of
had
Honor's
some
looking
crazy
good.
spots on
Yeah.
their show, so
Yeah.
shout out to them.
Yes, Ring of Honor,
Yeah.
who sold out even though WWE was in the same town. They
Right.
sold out their show.
They weren't in the same town, the
Flaming
same area.
tables and all.
Same area. With it,
WWE
look,
was in Houston.
The area.
people had people had access to both. Ring of Honor was still sold out.
Even though
With Kenny Omega down there.
Survivor Series, it's obviously
Bullet
a bigger
Club.
venue. It's an actual arena.
And hold on, can we talk real quick? I know you want to jump on it, but
No, go ahead.
did we not
That's fine.
see Stephen Amell go through a table?
He did.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Like,
Yeah, but I mean, had the WWE not been worried about like insurance or
Right.
he would have did that in the WWE in his match. His match at SummerSlam with Wade Barrett and Cody Rhodes.
Right.
That was nothing to sneeze at. He was
you
alright.
know,
He was good.
Was
No, he
alright.
was good. He was good.
He was alright.
Yeah.
but a Ring of Honor,
Yeah,
he was able to do some more.
Yeah, they let him do it. They let him do
But
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man.
contractual stuff.
And now
insurance
he's
stuff. Comes down to that.
honorary member of the Bullet Club. Then he has his own Bullet Club T-shirt. Vigilante.
Do we see
Club.
Stephen Amell stick around wrestling?
Oh yeah,
No,
I think he sticks around with Cody. Like he's a huge
Wherever he goes.
wrestling guy.
Yeah.
Did he burn a bridge with WWE by sticking with Cody?
Bro.
Because-
Because he's not big enough as a star.
Well, after his original match in WWE, the rumor was that WWE wanted to bring him back, and then Cody left.
Yeah, and they wanted to bring him back with Cody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like
it wouldn't work without Cody.
I'm pretty sure Stephen Amell's like, I got Arrow and Ninja Turtles, which is still I'm Casey Jones now, so and that's
Yeah,
still
I'm
turning
really-
in money.
Like I'm
really
chilling.
good.
Yeah.
But you can tell he's a fan. He likes wrestling.
Yeah, and
And
you
he can
know,
wrestle. I mean, celebrities who wrestle, he definitely is.
Yeah,
one
he
of
can
the
do it.
best.
He
did
can do it.
so
Yeah.
Right there, up with D'Angelo Williams.
All right.
D'Angelo Williams was a surprise to everybody. He needs to come back because he ain't playing football right now.
Well, I'm good. You guys good?
Yeah, man.
I
You
think-
already know,
I think-
ladies and gentlemen, man. If you guys want us to talk about anything, you know what I mean, or just shout
Where
out to
can they
all
reach
that.
us?
Reach out, man. unsanctionedpodcast@gmail.com or just across all social media at unsanctionedPW.
Right on, bruh.
Bruh.
That's right. You can follow me on Twitter at Luis Vasquez 617.
JAYOCITY all across social media platforms, unless it's on Facebook at that 781 at the end.
And that's Julio Jeune with the hard J.
Caw!
Period.
Follow him at Life.
Life.
We gotta get the shirts printed, man.
Get the
Follow
saying
me
on
at
the
Life.
back.
Cuckoo on the back.
Cool. Hashtag endangered species.
Thank you, Unsanctioned Nation. Thank you, FightBoothPW.com for hosting. And that's been a pleasure. It's a wrap.
You already
Hit him
know,
with the line,
man.
Jay.
You already know, man. This is the Unsanctioned Podcast. We are now being unsanctioned over the airwaves. Let's get it.
Fight.
Gotta bring the city back, let me know we still here, never gonna stop. Keep rolling like a wheelchair, can't be shook. You know the wolf smell fear, throw him in the trunk, turn your man to a straight spit. No tire, just money so fire.